Alright, welcome back again, guys. This one's a little bit different, might be a bit boring, but my Kubota has been out on site for a couple of months and she's pretty dirty, so this video is just going to be like a bit of a how to wash your machine. Really good, you know, get into all the nooks and crannies, all the stuff you're supposed to, take all the belly pans off and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, it'll be how to give your machine a good clean. You know, tilt the cab up, inside, outside, everywhere. This is kind of what we're dealing with. You know, some might say, "Oh, Adam, it's not that dirty," but it is for my standards. So I got a bit of OCD going on. Yeah, it did trickle with rain last night, so might be a bit wet, but yeah. Look. Yeah, I know, it's not crazy bad, but I like things to be nice, right? Particularly, better shut that, Particularly the inside, because these are really bad, you know. If you start letting the dust get into the aircon systems, they just block up so quickly. Now this is... So I would vacuum this once a week with my little cordless vacuum. Every few days I'd wipe it down, and this is kind of, well, look at that screen. That's disgusting for me. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I bet so many of you are like, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that." But yeah, I don't like it. Everything's got to be clean on the inside, especially. It's just so hard to keep the dust out of these things. But anyway, I'll get the machine off and we'll get cracking. So a bit of a tip there, when you got motors like this that you don't use that often, I always turn the fuel tap off and let them run out of fuel to turn off. That way the carby stays empty and then you don't get all stale fuel, and you know, if it stays in there for too long it gums up and stuffs your carby. So I've always found out with anything like generators, you know, pressure cleaners, stuff like that, you don't use too much. Even compactors, I guess, I do that. All my little small motors, turn the fuel off, just let them idle away and run out, and when they shut down, then obviously turn everything off, and then yeah, they start really easy. First, second pull every time, works the trick. All right, that's just the first wash off to get most of the junk off. We'll pull it in front of the shed and start the real cleaning. All right, so we've got to do this in a bit of an order because the seals in the cab are just junk. So whenever you squirt the windows or around the seals, water goes in. So you want to kind of clean the cab last. That's the very last thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the engine bay. We're going to tilt the cab up, wash all under there, take all the belly plates off so we can hose the engine bay out properly and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll do in here first, do all that, which involves the belly plates, take all that off. We'll tilt the cab up, do the rest of it, because when you tilt the cab up, the this little, I'll show you, the footwell actually stays there like that, because all along here kind of comes up, so it's all that lifts up, but that stays there, so that'll get full of crap anyway, so don't worry about that too much yet. But yeah, let's start with the engine bay, tilt the cab, do under there, and then I reckon I'll put the cab back down, hand wash it, and then we'll do the interior. So let's get cracking. All right, let's get all them belly pans off. Even these covers over your lift cylinders, or under, because they hold a lot of dirt. That's why we take them off. Yuck. Oh, I can't reach them ones. Ugh. Now that one can stay on. Hopefully I can flush it all back through this one. We'll see how we go. Actually run out of my normal stuff, which I put in the pump bottle, so hopefully this stuff works all right. Spray cans don't go very far, but that will have to do. Obviously don't do this when your engine's hot, you want it to be cold. whenever you lift the cab, always make sure that safety's locked in on your strut, and also come back here, put that safety pin in as well, because getting squashed wouldn't be very much fun, would it? So this is what I was saying about that well stays there, so don't worry about cleaning that before you do all this stuff. So yeah, same thing, degrease, yeah, degrease and a wash, all that kind of stuff. One particular area to pay attention to is down the side of the fuel tank. Make sure you get all that junk out of there, because sometimes dirt will accumulate and build up and push on the side of the tank, and that's right where your sender unit is. So if your fuel reading starts becoming weird or off, or if your gauge doesn't go up and down, that might be a reason. It might be jammed against the side of the fuel tank if your fuel tank's kind of bulged in. Yeah, let's give that a quick hose off too. Took a fair bit of hosing out to get rid of all that sand in there. It's amazing how much comes out, but before I drop this cab down, just kind of wipe along all the sealing surfaces, like the foamy bits, just get all the dirt and stuff off that. Anti-seize on the bolts. Alright, the out's looking pretty good. I've just got to run a few errands, so I'll be back in a couple of hours, I reckon, and I'll finish off the inside. And it's getting a bit warm now anyway, so I might wait till the afternoon, like late afternoon, to tackle the inside. But yeah, outside's looking pretty good. Alright, grab this out. These magnets are awesome for these things. Sticks on the side there. I think I might actually pull this thing in the shed just so I'm out of the sun today. I didn't end up doing it yesterday Arvo after I got home, so it's going to be a hot day today and I want to be in the shade. So plus I want to give it an oil change and everything anyway, so yeah, I'll get this in the shed. Alright, it's going to give it a quick vacuum to get rid of all that crap down there, and then everything gets a wipe over. Everything, so it should come nice. When you're wiping stuff like the screens, don't just like wipe. You got to kind of wipe and roll so it lifts the dirt off rather than just kind of rubbing the dirt into the screen, which scratches them, which is why you always see all the plastics ruined in these things. But yeah, I'm going to do that now, get that done, and then we'll be back. We will take the aircon filter out up there, give that a blowout, and also the one on the side of the cab, which is in here. That'll come out, give everything a wipe down in there as well, get it all clean, and yeah, windows, everything. So I'll get that done now. All right, we're looking pretty respectable in here now. Let's get this cabin filter out now. Blow these out quickly and give that a wipe out in there. The more dust you can keep out of these aircon systems, the better, because they block up so easy. Then you're going to hose everything out, unclog them, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. But luckily I haven't had to do this one yet, because I spent the time and keep it clean. Alright, so the cab's pretty much done, apart from I'm just going to go and do the inside of the windows with some Windex. But yeah, keep that closed for now, so the dust stays out. Let's tackle this cabin filter here. While I got it in here, I've just dropped the oil quickly. I'm going to do the air filter, fuel filter, which is that one right there, and oil filter, which is down there obviously. Yeah, quick service while it's in here. I tend to do that in between jobs, because sometimes you're out on a job, you know, and it's months on site and you don't really get the chance to do it, so it's always ahead of schedule, but I'd rather do it here than crawling around on the dirt somewhere on site. So I'm just going to do that real quick, and then I can wrap this video up. Here we go, new filters. Always write the hours on them, and inner and outer filters in the air. That's it, put some oil in, good to go. All right, guys, I'm gonna call that done for the old posi track. So I hate doing that job. It is literally my least favorite job. So it has to be done, unfortunately. And yeah, I know I got OCD and all the rest of it. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, why do you keep your machine so clean? But I don't know, it's a bit of a pride thing. And yeah, I believe if you look after your gear, it looks after you. So clean, fully serviced, ready to go out on the next job. And yeah, look, this clean is probably the one you're gonna do once a year, maybe every 500 hours or whatever. But yeah, glad it's done. Hate doing it, but we're gonna have to do it again one day as well. So I did lie to you. I did end up taking the front bash plate off, the one I said I was gonna leave on. It was just, there was way too much sand in there, so I dropped that. Had to jack the machine up a little bit to get to it because my guts wouldn't fit under it. So I did do that. So yeah, I would suggest if you are doing that and getting all the stuff out from inside the engine bay there, drop all the bash plates you can. And yeah, you'd be surprised how much stuff comes out. You got to use a lot of water, unfortunately, which kind of sucks out here because we're on rainwater tanks, but is what it is. Like I said, it needs to be done. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.